Arista was fine. I think Arista was great, actually, on the B side anchor. Miami was a little bit predictable at times, and you did see him getting exploited. You know, we talked about that smoke usage and whatnot as well. Mirage needs to be a very dynamic A side anchor. You know, there's a lot more aggression to it. There's a lot more of these things. We'll have to wait to see whether he's going to be serving up a similar role. This time, of course, on B. Wenzy's starting off over here. No shots landing, and with the full execute from Mongol, seems like they're going to be blocking out everyone. Sogu shot through the smoke, and Risk is to blame.
Give this plan a bad name. Sogu. Oh, God. Tried to track down that kill, but even with Wenzy on such low HP, couldn't finish off his business. 3-on-4 made Dak to 2 on the NSN side, and 2-on-2 made even. Ruben's flank finally sussed out, and now trapping a player into the palace. But Wenzy is just so damn low. Ruben has to do most of the heavy lifting. There isn't a kill available on either of these two CTs, and they know where Stardust was last positioned. Ruben, critical shot to hit, but it's a full 10-second, and Wenzy's sticking it. And Yami can try and take the fight, but he cannot hit the shot. Wenzy will stick it to a full success. NSN retake done.
Big recovery. Ruben comes through massively, and he's been one of their best players throughout the season. Didn't see as much of him in the previous game. A couple of nice moments. I'm not going to take that away from him, but not quite the star performance that I was hoping for. And if this is how he's going to start things off, hell yeah, man. Let's go.
Yeah, I really thought that was just going to swing Mongol's way with the pace in which they took the site, the way that they were getting that bomb planted, but too many kills, and I think a little too fixated on a couple of players. Like, if Wenzy had fallen over a ticket, I think they would have just left it alone and played a bit more off each other within the site. But in pursuit of that kill, so he was just a dangling piece of meat. He was just the bait the whole damn time.
He was just a uvula. Dangling piece of meat. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Nate somehow misses everyone. It threads the needle in a way that maybe you don't want.
Stardust did lose 1 armor, though, so...
Gasp. How could he?
What a disadvantage.
He feels naked.
That is very tilting when you don't have head armor already. But...
Yes. Not quite so much when you do. 55, okay. And you are lacking a lot of utility on the Mongol side, of course, naturally. That's more as a result of their buy than anything else. But relying on aim duels in these situations is going to be interesting. I love the fact that NSN went for the full, relatively full rifle investment. Of course, Wenzy's on the MP9, but that's going to give them a much better chance in this one. But a B split looks to be in the cards, and Magnums, well, he's been gooshed down. 11 HP is all he's got, and now that's gone as well. But the trade is good. Miami keeps that barter going. It's exchanges all over the place, and NCL will bring it back to a 3-on-3, and with the bomb site taken, they are going to have to make a move. This is where the lack of the murder hole being destroyed does actually bite you just a bit, but Yami found on the lurk.
Yeah, it's only advantage swing right back, but still no kits here for NSN, but they're making good headway, good time into the site, but Sogu has to do most of that lifting. NCL taking so much damage earlier on. Sogu gone 1-on-3.
Well, NCL doesn't get even a single, so it's just going to be a quick recovery from NSN. Once again, the retake works out for them. I have to say, Sogu continuing to fight down there in short was a bit of an interesting decision. I can't say I'm in love with it.
Yeah, I think at some point or another, you do have to kind of give it up, but he just wanted to bring it to equal numbers, I think. At a certain point, if you get that first kill on the short player, then maybe even NCL would sort of join him on a secondary swing and they can trade. But yeah, a little too committed. I think we've seen a little bit of that so far from these last 2 rounds here for the Mongols. Not finishing off a frag has led to a little bit of a compromise.
Oh, what a shot from Stardust. Lines up perfectly, and now he's going to use the smoke for himself. Takes the cover that he needs to recover the M4. What's going on there? Aristo out in the open, expecting some cover from the short player, but now he's gone as well. Stardust, man, he is sprinkling his Stardust all over their faces.
Yeah, and you're saying they're struggling to finish off kills in the last 2 rounds. What better way to finish off a kill than with a deagle headshot? You know, they don't even let them get enough time to react. There's no fallback. There's no plan B. You're dead.
That's a very nice crosshair placement there.
Just super good as well to see Stardust take that initiative and also just like utilize the utility that's down already. You kind of called it on point. The fact that he's able to get himself into the connector and grab that gun for free as a result of the aggressive connector smoke. Super smooth sailings here for the Mongols, where it felt like there should have been more hiccups. But they definitely have snuck one right past NSN. It was just off pistols, just a half commitment. The Mongols weren't even convinced themselves that they were going to win a round like that. Who needs rifles when Deegs do?
We're about to find out what their Deegs do for NSN as well. Aristo, of course, the only one to have invested in one, but between him and Wenzi, at least some damage is possible, the way Mongols has been playing. And this is something we talked about Mongols' economy in the last game as well. It was always very brittle.
It was. Eventually it did snap, but too late, maybe?
Maybe. Full execute coming through now, and that's a big stack waiting for them. Around the corner, Wenzi finds up first. Soku, it's a sloppy spray, but it gets the job done, and that's what matters. NCL and Magnums are going to be making a little bit more of a cleanup crew. Aristo, only good for the one, but overall finding 3 kills, and that is a strong showing for a team with barely any investment in the round.
Yeah, just the fact that they're able to pull enough presence like that and actually just instill that fear into the Mongols. You know, they just pulled off a pistol half-buy win themselves, so if NSN were able to bounce right back with one of their own, that could have, in some ways, nullified the advantage that the Mongols had gained. Like, they'd already won a round, sure, they would have had a buy in the back pocket as well. But the extra nerves, that's what led to that, what you characterize as, like, sloppy spraying from Sogu. It was just frightened spraying, I think. Just like, just don't die, I think was his main objective.
Yeah. Or deer in the headlights, I suppose.
Just, please, don't kill me as well. First beat. Seems to be the call here for the Mongols, and Miami does have support off of short as well as market. Ruben as well, showing his hand already, but being found on the trade.
Miami's going to do so much here, and that smoke's going to be dissipating very soon. Good spam comes in, but Aristo is gone, and Miami unable to get one. That weakness coming back to bite them. Sure, they're able to get one at the very least, but the problem is that Scout is really not going to do much in the retake. Third round secured for Magnums, and man, Miami's really not able to deliver when they need him right now.
Yeah, you think as well with the amount of attention being sort of drawn over his direction that things would be a little bit sort of easier, especially with Ruben finding his impact kill off of short. That would have been the moment, it felt like, for Miami to have found some advantage right back, find Mongols players sort of tunnel visioned on that short presence. But apartments can be tricky, man. There are some angles where you just can't do anything from the benches, and so you have to get a little bit more physical. Well, Magnums has found a pick over the A side of things, and a nade as well to find a secondary.
Nice one. Oh, well, that's even nicer, apparently. Risk is reminding us about that Deagles never die. And until, well, I guess if you're being deagled by another deagle, I think that's excusable.
Rock beats rock.
Worst rock, paper, scissors game ever, Michael.
There are no ties. Only very, very bruised fists. Well, money now attained here for NSN through passive income, not through the hard work of rounds gone by. The Mongols have built up a little bit of momentum, dare I say. We'll see them really spur themselves on for further successes, like the moves here from Risk to try and change up his angles. They even go for boosts up here for the Mongol side of things. They did this in the round prior as well against the pistols, but not quite as exciting when it is just a non-investment. Aggro into the apartments over our NSN, so some extra info over at B.
Yeah, he's really taken advantage of the fact that 3 players from the Mongols aside just stayed in the spawn for about an extra 8 to 9 seconds. And well, now Yami, he's trying to get the trade, and he's good for it at the very least. And I I would like to believe that's somewhat telegraphed, but I'm not quite sure.
That just looked like one of those plays where Ruben wasn't even sure why the player that he kills in Sogu wasn't quite prepared for any sort of aggression over at B. They were late to the apartments, but I don't think Ruben quite put it together. There could be someone into the underpass and up so quick, maybe.
It's another attempt at their full A-side execute, this time with a lot fewer players being around in the vicinity. Wenzi, Molotov at his feet, and he's got to smoke it off and try and play off of the smoke instead. Knows there's a player inside of it. That Stardust gone. Wenzi's still staying alive. He's being a dastardly devil inside that balcony area, and it will just be a quick close down. He's bought so much space there. Despite only getting 1 kill, his team was able to use it perfectly.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is the second round where Wenzi's just, like, kept himself alive through a multitude of different odds, whether it's players running at him directly through over at the toll booth in the pistol round, or chasing him through the under balk and over balk. Mongols just can't seem to track this man down. I mean, they killed him 4 times, I guess, but these 2 rounds where he's just been so elusive, the Mongols have been staring into him and trying to grab him with their hands.
Oh. That's gonna hurt.
It's almost, but slim angle. Tough shot to hit. Gotta set yourself up for it.
Looked like the right move, though, that's for sure. Oh, that's gonna hurt even more. I mean, you're talking about slim margins, Michael. Try it through the wall.
Must have just been peeking down the other side of the boxes, trying to hide his head from a potential rifle peek, but doesn't matter about the permeability of that wood. 5 on 3, and Wenzi deploys that smoke front ramp, trying to buy a little bit more space. NCL coming into a reload, but flanked. Sogu already up the connector and stabbing them in the back. Risk. Oh, quick shot on the secondary kill, and that really buys them a chance, but with Magnums finding that trade right back, Miami might just have to save his own AWP. He was just anchoring B that whole damn time. Mongols have the site fully, and a 5th round attained.
Yeah, man, Risk gets onto the dance floor, but I mean, Magnums isn't here to party. He's here for business. Straight shot down CT spawn, not a fancy angle, nothing like that. Just gets the job done.
Yeah, and not one of those kills I think we would have attributed to Risk when it came to map 1. But, hey, I mean, if we can add that extra flair, that's what we were talking about in the pregame, maybe a little bit in the postgame as well. May go toe-to-toe with Magnums just yet. There's certainly been some good moves made by the Mongols. They not only find that opening kill over at A, but they don't sort of pace themselves too quickly into that site. They set up for the utility that they need to. They wait for the connector players as well. You can see how much attention that divides for a player like Wenzi, who was kind of left to his left alone to a certain degree. Like, Risk tried to help with that AWP, but could only cover so much.
I have to give some love to Sogo as well. The fact that he's able to find Wenzi over there is just such a big deal. Wenzi was once again dodging all the bullets out from the A main player, so who comes in from behind and just shuts him down.
Yeah.
And A anchor shenanigans are not going to work in that situation.
Oh, it's a spread of pistols. Somebody get the crackers out.
I feel like you're mixing up pistols and cheese.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Ooh, that's a cracking shot. At the very least. And with this, they of course still don't realize that there isn't actually a buy coming out from the CT side. Let's not forget to look at their economy as well. CTs have enough for a good force buy out. So, you know, Mongols might misread the economy, end up walking into some place where they maybe don't want to be a part of it. Stardust, though, about to find out the hard way. And there are indeed some pistols on the field. And look at this flank on A main. Wenzi's going to give them the full information. And now it's all about the defense. And Miami is holding on to this bomb site. Misses out that second opportunity. But they move out into an AK waiting for them to come their way. Mongols will not find a single kill against this anti-half-buy.
Oh my, and they get every single gun. They get every gun.
Not every day you get a free double op and 3 AKs.
Yeah, that's like, that is the most mental part about it. Like, they save 1 AWP and you immediately see the impact that has. But getting a secondary op when that was a part of what they invested into the round prior, well, NSN, they are more than happy with that. The Mongols won a round off of a force buy, you know, on this T side so far. NSN getting one back, but by much better margins. They invest much less than the Mongols have to reinvest into. They've got to buy backed up based on the save.
This ASAT execute has definitely been having mixed results for them. Let's see which way this pendulum will swing, though. Boost being attempted, but it's inside the smoke that Wenzi will fall. Risk as well joins him in the afterlife, and seems like suddenly this explosive entry power of the Mongols is going to be giving them some really nice chances. Aristo located and eliminated.
Well, another save call here for that AWP, and I guess it's fair dues. May as well. We've seen the impact that it can have, but yeah, the Mongols doing a great job of, I think, making sure that they're not overexposed on those angles. Of course, with the smokes down, they can just sort of pick and choose the fights that they were taking on that A site. They weren't ever caught out by too much. Well, Ruben actually very prepared for the little boost up, and I can respect that. But the second player?
NCL failed the jump like 3 times. That's why I was keeping an eye out there.
I see. Never mind. It was all just a compromised position.
It ends up working out for the Mongols, to be honest, because that's how it gives time for the second player to come over as well.
I guess, yeah. It's like, oh, we were just setting up for a trade the whole time. One of us. 2 of us.
Oh, nice shot from Risk right to the head. I think he might have just seen a boot, maybe just a, tingling in the back of his head. Spidey senses.
Oh my goodness. The timing for NCL to make a play like this when they're doubled up ramp. Nobody's looking at all.
Well, that's only going to be 1 kill at the very least. They did end up pushing straight into A main, so with a flashbang over to CT, the question is going to be, how does NSN actually react? The bomb is still all the way over towards top mid, so if they hard commit to this A bomb site, well, might end up regretting it. Is Risk going to be given a free peek? Oh, nothing is free for Risk, man. Even being naded down in the corner. Of course, that nade sails a little bit too far. NCL close by enters the jaws of death, and they will clamp down. No chance over there. Not while Mr. Risk is on the case, but Ruben is on the flank.
Woo. By the time that he's done this, Risk, oh, Molly a little too deep, so shouldn't spread to him. Still alive for now. Actually has to be careful he doesn't get spammed. They're trying to divide the attentions here, but Ruben finally realizing that flank, and now they're pushed into both jungle and connector. This bomb is planted and exposed enough for them, but they've got a lot of util here on NSN.
Well, that util is being used up very swiftly. Magnums looks like he might just get a freebie, and indeed he does. Risk is out of it. A 2-on-2 now, and Magnums is trained. He's going to be ready for this peak. He misses out the first shot. The second one is also a rise. Missing it all. The spam is out there. NSN! Get away with murder. Miami, man, he just stole it. Right there.
I cannot believe that they've been able to get that one by. They're both in good positions to spam that bomb. The rifle's hitting most of the shots. I think I'm even expecting Magnums on the secondary. First shot might not hit, but second felt like it should have nailed him.
It was moving, yeah.
Just a little too. No, I actually think he just over-adjusted. He went too far left. It's like a game of battleships where you're trying to jump squares. And
what's the second player reloading?
I think between fights.
Yeah. So I was wondering why he wasn't spamming.
Yeah, started spamming at the end, but too little, too damn late.
Well, there's been some hairline rounds for Mongols.
Yeah. It's a sour way to lose one, that's for sure. Especially when Magnus had like the perfect read on how they were retaking.
Hold the point, Michael, because Sogu is right in there. He is all salty, and he is using it as seasoning.
Oh my god. What
that
is
is very much God, man. I'm whatever, man. These guys suck. Well, I'm just gonna go kill them.
I'm just over it. What is this aggression? What is this violence?
Oh.
Yeah, I was expecting, the way that this game has been playing out, there's been a lot of procedure, like, let's clear this out, we'll try this boost, we'll try this peak.
That was a procedure. It was surgical.
Yeah,
It's
you
called amputation.
Just rip the limb off.
Who needs anesthesia?
Yeah, maybe
God.
NSN would have asked for it if they had been given the option. A little surprising, but we always love to coin this and point out just like sometimes the change of pace is all that's needed. Like Sogu going for a move like that, especially when you consider like a couple rounds ago, NCL just sort of walking his way out of the connector and they were double aggressed ramp when there was no presence ramp, and then he's cleared out ticket. It's like, you know what, might as well just send it. And it felt like he just had a good read on where NSN were in that instance. The fact that there was nobody even looking for that potential is a massive surprise, but a massive blunder as well for NSN, that's for sure. Looked like there was a little confusion as to what people were doing on this A bomb site. Everyone's kind of like, oh, well, nobody was looking at that last round? Now everyone's looking at it this round.
Well, this time they're very close, and they're very close to death as well, apparently. Wendy's already met it. Aristo is holding down the fort, although I feel like the castle might be tumbling down soon with those peaks from Yami and Stardust. Hey, have taken over that A-bomb site. Complete.
Yeah, they were low on util. Nice kill with the Deagle, at the very least, but rifle recovery will be difficult unless he deals with magnums as well. That's an AWP dropped Miami. The tension might be divided slightly, but smoke soon fading. Stardust was still watching for it, so Yami does not fall. An 8th round here for the Mongols, and they just kept that pace right up. Even with more members of NSN there, they had less util, no Molotov to deter them from going for any of these fast plays, no follow-up nade potentially as well to slow the affair. Just running with a singular flash and hit headshot after headshot. Mongols keeping the plan simple.
Oh, the spam as well on top of it all. Just nothing.
Just making extra sure. In case we got one of these weird one-ways that mitigate smokes.
Yeah, let's I was so surprised when I found out that it was legal. I was like, how?
I mean, who? Yeah, it was
like, how is that legal and the Olaf boost isn't? Of course, that's an entirely different controversy.
They knew about pixel walking. They just didn't know it would be that crazy.
Good times, man.
Yeah, it's another story to tell the kids.
Indeed. Right now, though, NSN and Mongols are trying to find some stories of their own, and NSN going to be able to say they won one round on pistols. Don't know about the second one. Not at least not right now, unless Aristo clutches out the biggest thing I've ever seen, but not quite.
Yeah, this second map has been a struggle. A lot of these duels and a lot of these fights, I felt like the Mongols came in with a version of their strategies. I was like, okay, well, we'll play a little bit procedurally. We'll keep it, we'll keep it structurally sound. But I think they have also reached that breaking point after that one snuck past defuse by Miami. There's been an extra level of assertiveness, just complete disregard. Like, we tried it your way. Now we go back to the way we are sort of known and loved for it. I think respected by a large part of the sort of Asian community for just the fact that they can just bully you.
Bulldoze, yeah. Oh, deep nades as well. Wenzy's just being made to feel so uncomfortable. Speaking of which, Risk has already bled out half his life and more of it on top of it. Now he's gone. Aristo being tagged up in the corner of jungle. Wenzy's going to try and use the smoke as cover, but the only cover he's getting is a shroud over his grave.
So move here from Ruben, and no utility to even detract from any of those duels. There was more where that came from, and look how willing they are to just keep on challenging fight after fight. They're taking off angles all over the place. Half time, we'll have to see if NSN can recover. We'll be back after a break.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
The action continues, and there sure as hell was a lot of it in the first half. Despite a respectable start from NSN, it seemed like Mongols found something called an accelerator, and they really slammed their foot down on it.
Somebody, please check their brakes. They're broken.
God.
Well, back-to-back kills.
Magnum's up with 2. And Yami is going to be going down in trade. Sada still on the bomb side, and he's been good for a lot, and good for pistols is something that I have to say he has been for years at this point. He just looks fantastic on those USBs.
Yeah, they don't actually need brakes if they're just not accelerating in the first place. Instead, with the action coming to them, it's done deal. You know, the only aggression we really saw is Magnum's just kind of purveying and slow crawling his way through mid, but finding NSN back-to-back headshots. So, hey man, the best ways that we would have seen NSN come back into this game, it's a cliche, that's for sure, but Pistol can always swing things back. Something, 11-4, 10-5, not that far away, so.
I think that all we really proved over here in that previous round was at how little we know about cards. And right now, the one thing I do know about is the fact that these Glocks are going down. Although Ruben does put up at least a bit of a fight, that fight will not be enough to guarantee a bomb plant. 4 players kept alive. This is happy days.
Yeah, and you know, in the first 2 rounds of when NSN were on that CT side, we were maybe highlighting things like, oh, you know, people staying alive for very long and allowed people to do these things. Mongols don't even need that; they're just killing everybody that's showing up on their screen at the moment. So, not exactly the way you want to start this second half. A little break, a little mind reset, but maybe forgetting what was important, and that's killing people. Guns may remind them very quickly, though. NSN taking some of that mid-control, 3 players there already, and the other players going in from the underpass. Yami's feet are spotted, and eventually he is found, but some damage is done, and Stardust does find a reciprocating frag. They still have an advantage, though, on NSN.
Oh, Ruben might end up falling over here. Yeah, that grenade was being lined up. He was spotted going into the cover of chair, and it's not a very comfortable one, especially with shrapnel in your face. The thing about Magnum's position is, despite his low HP, he just gave away. Never mind. I was about to say he can be so sneaky, and that's when he made noise. And Wenzi is ready to shut it down. Oh, Wenzi, that's a crucial miss. Looked like he was right on him as well, but just not able to find the frag. And with that, it's back to a 2-on-2, and NSN are in a difficult spot with Soko holding on to connector control and NCL having pushed through. This is going to be such a difficult B take.
Turned the wrong way, and the fact that he's got that A1S as well just made it all that more obvious. NCL now fast-footed to try and get back over towards that A site, but trying to be quiet enough as well while doing it. Molotov will maybe prevent them from thinking that he comes off of short or comes through the connector so quickly. They're divided.
He should have a window over here, especially with Nami revealing his position off that smoke, and now it's a 1-on-1. NCL with a full belt of utility. This is going to be so difficult for Risk. Not spotted out yet, though, and that's his only advantage. Risk will use it. Instant shot to the head, no hesitation whatsoever.
Fantastic shot. Oh, and you could barely see an inch of him on the other side of things. You can see, I mean, just the ability as well to isolate those fights. NSN separating, and that might have been this critical error. But still not enough for the Mongols to get another one by them. NSN do win a round here on the second half. At a heavy cost, that is for sure. And you can see the Mongols struggling in the bank as well. Only won those first 2 opening rounds. A lot of buffer to build. See if they've been in the gym or not. Whether they're buff themselves.
God, why you like this, Michael? We don't cast for 2 months, and I feel like you're just getting ready to explode one way or another. It's all right, Michael. It's all right. I understand. Question is, though, do Mongols understand what's going on with middle when these players scaling up like so? Yami's inside CPL, and question is he about to find anyone? Careful now, because Soku's gone. Molotov's going to make it, so Stardust and company don't feel too safe pushing in. Magnum's good for 1. Stardust will have to hold down the fort, but he is locked into a corner that he can't get out of. Great entries onto the bottom side, and NSN will find the 7th if NCL hasn't suddenly found out Superman Cave.
Yeah, unlucky there for NCL. Miami was already just staring at the murder hole. Does exactly what the name would describe. Puts a hole in him as well, weirdly enough. 5-round difference, and NSN are certainly into a little bout of success. 2 rounds lost, 2 rounds gained. And while one penny enters a hand, it certainly exits another. You can see the lack of money here for the Mongols. They're only just stacked over at A. Only one player that wasn't there. Well, he gone.
Not to be confused with Regon, of course, top 16 in the main. Oh! He gone.
Oh god, he needs to get the AK though and realize he didn't pick it up. Oh my god, USPs are doing so much!
It's damage all over the place, and Buddy's right there with them. Stardust is going to be given some time to come back in. The question is, are they going to clear him out properly? They don't. They try and scoot right by. They're getting panicked, and I can see why. Ruben is as low as can be, but a Mully will force them away. Dear God. The USPs, the USPs are goddamn scary sometimes.
You know the worst part is? I'm pretty sure if Stardust had picked up that AK on the timing that he thought he got it at, and gone back to the site, he might have actually been able to save some of these site players. Like, they stayed alive for, what, an extra 2 or 3 seconds?
Yeah.
And that was the difference that it needed for Stardust to get that corner. That's... I guess it sucks when you think about it the way that I'm thinking about it, but... Good damage. It's still a threatening round. Mongol still got some flair, that's for sure, but... Could have been much more. We don't want to see NSN lose too many advantages. Inferno was a little bit sad in that regard.
That is true. We don't want to see a repeat of that. I also don't want to see this many pieces of head armor without a kit or the extra utility.
Yeah.
Though. So I'm actually a little bit iffy about that. Mirage is actually one of those maps where there are a lot of wallbang spots, but even so.
And no, but also as well, like there's a lot of retakes you do on Mirage.
Yes,
it feels
that
like.
is true. That is true.
The wallbang thing, like, I know we've had this talk before, but I'm not really that... I'm not that invested in that philosophy. Like, it's a justification, but...
Oh, I hate it. I'll be honest, I hate it. I think head armor is useless.
Wow.
Unless there aren't AKs in front of you, obviously, but...
You haven't been wallbanked in the apartments on Inferno. Hundreds of nil. Well, Molly in the connector doesn't do anything, just forces Stardust forward and doesn't take any damage for his troubles. Nobody committed to spam. We're just checking really. NSN just feigning some aggression, setting up in chair as well in mid, so they have this late lurk available. The potential wrap play could be accomplished over at that A site where all that utility is heading. Miami is throwing all that util to his teammate because he's not going to be the one that throws it. He ain't no peon. Oh, well,
yes, he is. He's just someone else's peon, and Wednesday in the meanwhile. Take that Stardust. See what I mean, Michael? They really don't want to go with our narratives. Magnum's, however, quick trade, but it might be too late. His rotation away leaves Sogu to do the dirty work when he is not afraid of getting his hands grubby.
Oh!
And, well, not just grubby, but all bloody. Miami, now, he's the only one left alive, a 1-on-4. Now's the time to prove you're not a peon, Miami, but... Fortunately, that time has passed.
Yeah, if he wasn't throwing that utility, he would have been there with them to track down that balcony player. It's all coming back. How dare
Michael
you.
is joking. I'm giving out a disclaimer to anyone who thinks he is.
I am joking. Only slightly. I am Miami in my old teams. Oh, another buy round here for NSN, but a little light, let's say. You can see Onesie holding back some extra cash as well, thinking about a future round, but may not have to think too far into the future if they're already finding entries so quick. Ruben trying to capitalize on that space over at A ramp, and he's got a player with him as well. They can take over this site and trade effectively. They can dominate before they even realize what's going on. Magnums, I think, just caught a glimpse and wanted to escape, but can't. It's a 4-on-3 in an instant, and NSN have already thrown a deep smoke down. So NSN have some site control. They can get that bomb over, and it's forcing Mongols to make a move, but they may be there in time before that bomb even gets down.
Oh, good flash, but it won't matter. Sogu will find the kill. There just wasn't the HP for Ruben to truly contest. Another flash out from Risk, and they're trying to regain control over CT, but Sogu is just denying them. Doesn't help when you're missing shots as well right there with it. There goes the man without even planting the bomb. So NSN, where this could have been a big opportunity, Ruben's travels will not end up leading them to the promised land.
Oh, that is so... I mean, that's another one of those positions where it's like you see the cogs turning there for NSN. They found this gap to exploit. They get the kill that they need to as well. And in the rush and the hurry of things, and this is what I think Mongols actually stopped themselves from doing it in the early stages of the first half, was that even if they found these quick kills, they didn't over-accelerate. They didn't over-commit. They were actually set up for, you know, a full site execute even after they got that initial entry, where it can feel like sometimes you just want to snowball. But NSN, that snowball didn't get very far. It stayed atop of the hill.
I don't want to dismiss these weapons because we've seen a lot with less. And looks like maybe I should have been a bit faster to dismiss them. But hey, very quick in finishing them off, and you've got yourself a relatively clean round. Ruben's good for 1, but it just isn't enough. 15-8, and Mongols are in prime position to close things out.
Yeah, I mean, 1 kill. We've certainly seen less with less. But yeah, it wasn't to be. They had a little burst of energy after losing the first 2 rounds, but NSN since then have been getting pounded. Double up now out for the Mongols to try and bring this one over the line. 69 the last map. Could end same score or less. They're on second.
Oh. Well, there go Magnums and NCL finding the quick kills, and I feel like, Michael, it is going to be less at this rate. Aristo still at least putting up a fighting show, if nothing else. A deep grenade in there as well. Keeps them low, keeps them honest, but honestly, it's not quite there from the Mongol side. They're just facing them down through the walls. Doesn't feel like a very fair duel.
Okay. Ruben making the window jump, jumped off that bench and got physical with Yami. They don't have the bomb, and oh, Molly, spam combo. Wenzi taken down to such low HP. 1 minute, bombs in deep B apartments, so they just want to take these fights still, and Stardust is just so aware that they want to isolate him.
Oh. Ruben, maybe a timing found, but again, Michael, the problem's the bomb or the lack thereof. Now, Ruben could find a kill here, but NCL is just too thorough. Shots